People remember with absolute ecstatic delight the first time they ever heard a fiddle sound. This is an account from 1870. I have in this book here where a fellow's telling about the first time he ever heard a fiddle, and he says, Lordy, I thought that was the prettiest, sweepingest music that I'd ever heard. I wanted to holler and jump up and down. I just couldn't sit still on that log bench when that tune started snaking around the schoolhouse. I let out a yell and leapt off that bench and commenced to dance and clog around, and everybody was hollering and laughing. And every time he touched the boat of them strings, hell would break loose in that schoolhouse. You see that hand sliding on that string? That doesn't happen in the fiddling of the old country. That's the black trade. And notice how he shakes that middle body of his. I mean, there's another sign of the black influence, because Tommy, you see, grew up where there was lots of contact between black and white music.
The source of Tommy's hard-driving, syncopated mountain music is among blacks, who handle the fiddle like a rhythm instrument and marry it to the banjo, a sort of strong drum, to create the hoedown tunes that shake the southern dance floors.
And I remember that my mother had a first cousin, and he tried to play a fiddle, and he sold 48 packs of seeds and got him a little old premium fiddle. And so he said he wasn't gonna do much with it, and he told my mom, I said, Rosa, that boy keep talking about that fiddle, I'm gonna give it to him. So I walked over there about 5 or 6 miles and got that fiddle. My daddy put strings on it. Going downtown, going downtown, going down, leave my town, coming back no more. Going downtown, going downtown, going down, leave my town, coming back down. Way up on the mountain, way up on the mountain, way up on the mountain, right eagle be with me.
When the railroads came into the mountains, at the middle of the 19th century, the work was done by blacks. There was no mercy on those blacks. They drove them hard, and they kept up their spirits by singing. When you hear my hammer ringing, wow, steel's running like lead, steel's running like lead, wow, when you hear my hammer ringing, wham, steel's running like lead, buddy, wham, steel's running like lead, wham. And the mountaineers were leaning over the edge of their mountain and listening and learning about the man who drove the steam drill down and died with a hammer in his hand.
John Henry, he was up on the mountain. Down there up the other side, the mountain so tall that he was so small, lay down his hammer.
Perhaps the greatest of all American folk songs is the Ballad of John Henry. Now, when John Henry was composed and sung by the blacks on the railroads, it really wasn't done as a ballad. It was a song of sexual boasting. John Henry was a steel-driving man, and that song celebrated his sexual prowess. And all blacks, when they listened to it, laughed, and this is what the railroad workers needed. They needed some humor to keep them going. More and more we learn about the mountain communities where blacks and whites lived neighbors and swapped favors and stole each other's music. With the banjo, which is a sort of strong drum, you really began to be able to play rhythm with both hands. This was, of course, an instrument of African origin, the banjo, and was given by white musicians the fifth string, so there was a constant high pinging drone there that was put in between every beat.
If you don't believe I'm gone, what the train I call on, more than 900 miles away from home.
All set for you now.
Black influence was all through the whole of Southern music. Southern culture was really a collaboration. Although the blacks were slaves, they came from an area with a culture at least the equal of that of their European masters. And they brought tremendous sophistication. They brought a different approach to religion. They brought a whole different way of looking at the relations between people. They had a different sexual system. And of course, the thing that appealed to everybody the most was their mastery of rhythm and of music and of a sense of life.